Hey there, friends. Pastor Dave here with another weekly devotion for all the saints. Hope you're doing well this week. You know, it is almost Christmas season already. It's December. We are into the Advent season. We just lit the first candle for hope this past Sunday. And so I wanted to share an Advent devotion today. This comes from the Presbyterian Outlook from a daily devotion they send out called Draw Near. And this one is about Noah and the ark. At the end of the 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ark that he had made. Then he sent out the dove from him to see if the waters had subsided from the face of the ground. And the dove came back to him in the evening, and there in its beak was a freshly plucked olive leaf. Noah may have been a flawed man, but he trusted God enough to follow instructions that sounded absurd. Build an ark? How big? Out here in the yard? Still, he obeyed. God gave specific measurements, told him what wood to use, what to seal, what to include. Noah added a window. Windows matter. They let in light. They let in hope. Can you imagine being trapped inside that dank-smelling ark, sealed off from the world with no sense of time or space? That one window, that one view of the sky was a lifeline. I always place my desk by a window. Helps me to lift my eyes from the tasks and to-do lists, to pause and remember that there's more. More than what's right in front of me. More than the flood. If I had a dove, I would send that out too. Looking for signs of life, signs that God is still with me, signs that the storm is receding. Advent reminds us to keep looking out the window, to keep searching for the olive leaf, to remember that God's promises still hold. Saints, when I read that devotion, I immediately went back to Genesis to check the specifications. I was really curious to see exactly what God had said to Noah about how to build this ark. And, there are different materials that are mentioned. There are lengths and heights and different levels of the ark. And there's a door. Obviously, a door has to be included for the people and the animals to get in and out. But God doesn't say anything about a window. I was surprised to find that. I'd never really noticed that before. Apparently the window was Noah's own addition, his own idea. And doesn't it just make sense? I mean, can't you imagine if you were on a boat trapped for that long? Wouldn't you need a way to see outside? You may have noticed the different angle of the camera this week. I did that so you could see the window here in my office over my shoulder. I don't think you can see out it very well because of the fog on the glass right now, but out this window, I have a view of our columbarium. I get to see what's going on out there with the flora and the fauna. I get to see the rose bushes when they're blooming and the other plants and things that are happening. And it's a beautiful view. I love this view. I love having the windows here in my office so that I can look up every once in a while, see what's going on beyond what I'm working on, beyond what's on my desk or right in front of my face. I love just being able to take a quick break and catch a glimpse of something more. When Noah was in the ark with his family, the flood seemed to be all there was, right? That was their whole world. Maybe it seems like there's a flood going on in your world. Maybe even the flood of Christmas, of the Advent season, of all the things that we're trying to get ready for. And it's hard to take a moment to look up and to look beyond that. But that's what Advent really is all about. That's exactly what it's for. It's meant to give us a window, a glimpse, a view into eternity, into the future of God's return, God's restoration of creation. When we look beyond what's immediately in front of us, we start to see that a little bit more clearly. So here's a thought for you to reflect on. Find a literal or figurative window today, a place where you can look beyond your immediate tasks. Pause there for 3 slow breaths and ask, what olive leaf might God be sending me? Jot down one small sign of renewal that you notice, a bird call, kind text, the scent of rain. How does this glimpse of hope change the way that you face the remaining floodwaters in your life? Saints, that's your devotion for this week. Hope it's helpful, worth thinking about. Hope you're doing well and staying healthy. I'll be praying for you. Please keep praying for me, and I will see y'all again soon. Take care.